I am starting with a paper shopping bag, and the only thing I'm going to do is just rip out the handles. I chose this because this handle was already broken, so I want to make a really cute paper bag journal out of it. So now I want to fold it in half, and I'm going to fold it so that the gusset part, the bottom part of the bag, is folded on the inside. And so what that actually turns into is like a little tuck pocket on the inside, and it's really cute. And then I'm actually just making sure that I have a little bit of room for a spine. I'm not exactly sure what papers I'm going to bind into this yet. So you can see I'm just kind of sticking my finger in and just kind of roughly making out the shape of a spine. Now I'm going to paint the inside with the gusset, and you'll see I kind of open up the gusset and paint underneath. I am going to be putting paper in there, so I want it to be seen. So I'm going to paint the whole inside of this area, and then I'm going to paint the outside cover of the book as well with heavy gesso. So now I am taking the pressed flowers masterboard paper, and I am just kind of auditioning where I want to put all of the pieces. So you'll see I'm looking to put this little area inside of the gusseted area, and that turns into a little tuck point. So now I'm just going to keep doing that for each little area in my little journal. I am using my YooHoo. It is a dry glue, so it makes this process really super quick, and the tissue sticks to it really, really well. So I'm putting the tissue on, and I'm using a bone folder, or in this case I just have a transfer stick, and I am smoothing the paper down with a flat stick. You don't want it to be raised because you can rip your paper. And then I'm just going to keep trimming. So you'll see me repeat this process throughout this entire little journal. So you are going to see me put yoo-hoo on the inside of those little edges. That's where the bag expands when you open it fully. So I am just closing that a little bit, and you'll be able to see when I open this a little bit to show you how the bag still opens all the way, and you can still have a little tuck point. See there? It's just the little triangle there that you are closing. So you'll see me putting it on both sides and then holding it down, and that will keep it closed, and you can still insert an entire piece of paper on the inside as a cute little tuck point, or if you want to tuck away your notes, things like that. So I added glue to this, but I actually wanted to reinforce the spine a little bit. So I am taking some washi tape and I'm just going to put that down the spine. And then also, if any of this shows through, it's a really cute butterfly. theme, so if any of it shows through, it'll just kind of coincide with the book. But it just gives the spine, because I'm going to be sewing through it later, it just gives it a little bit of extra protection. So that's the only reason why I did it. Then I trimmed it off and continued adding more papers. So you can see here, I'm actually going to be gluing down where the gusset is, just on the top here, because I want to make that a spot where I can tuck something in. So you see that I've got that whole little area. I could tuck in a little card, half of a index card, something like that, or a little butterfly popping out of there. So you've got that little just bit, and then right there I thought it was open a little bit too much too, so I just added a little glue to that. And then stuck that together as well, just so it's a little bit more structurally sound. And then I've got that little baby pocket on top that I can kind of stick something in, and it's really cute. So I found this blue rice paper, and I only have 5 pieces, so that's what I'm putting in. You can really and truly put whatever kind of paper you want. And as far as how many pieces, kind of do what I'm doing here and fold it in half. Just make sure it fits in your book, and that the book isn't like, you know, doesn't look and feel like really overstuffed. So I'm gonna stick it in the middle here, and it's in the middle of that spine that I made. And so I'm actually going to grab my awl, and I have a little mat under that I'm going to grab and put underneath it so that I don't poke through my desk. So it's just kind of a cutting mat, and it's nice and soft. So I don't really measure this. I eye up maybe an inch from the top of the paper, and I'm gonna stick that all the way through, and I'm gonna poke a hole all the way down through my paper bag as well, all the way to the back of it. So then I'm picking a hole right in the middle. You can see it's just kind of, I just wait until it pokes all the way through, and then maybe an inch off the bottom of the paper, poke it all the way through, and then we're going to sew it all together. Okay, so I am taking some wax thread and a needle, and I am going to kind of measure out loosely about 4 lengths of the height of the paper. I just want to make sure that I have enough. You don't want to run out of thread, because then you have to, like, pull it all the way out and restart, and that's kind of a bummer. So I'm just measuring out like 4 lengths, and then I'm going to cut it and thread the needle. So I pull it, and so the needle is in the exact middle of the thread. And then I'm going to start in the middle of the book from the inside. And I'm going to poke the needle through the middle hole all the way to the back. And I'm going to pull the thread until I just have a little kind of a tail sticking out. So you'll see where I stop. And now I'm going to go from the back of the book. And I'm going to go to that top hole. And sometimes you have to kind of shimmy it through, especially if you have a lot of paper. And you can pull it right through on the top. And then as you're sewing, because it's wax thread and it's paper, so you just want to make sure it's nice and cinched. And you'll see me do this a number of times. So now from the top hole, I'm going straight down all the way to the bottom hole, through the back of the book. Pull it tight. And now I'm actually going to come right back through that middle hole again. And again, you might have to kind of shimmy it through, pull the papers up a little bit. You'll see me kind of messing with the string, just making sure it's nice and tight, pulling it all the way through. So you do have to do a little bit of jockeying around with your needle and your thread, especially because this is a paper bag that you're going through too. So it's not just thin paper, it's a bag. So again, I'll pull that all the way through, and then I'm going to make sure that it's nice and tight on the back. And so I'm just kind of shimmying, the wax thread through a little bit. So now I'm going to cut another tail, and I'm going to tie these in a double knot, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this paper bag journal tutorial. And what's really fun is now you can go and embellish it. You can make little tuck-ins for your little tuck spots and add words, whatever you want. So if you make one of these, please do let me know, and I would love to see it.